Good morning. This is Mike Houston with your Monday morning weather hazard briefing for southeast Idaho. Looking at satellite imagery this morning, we have a low pressure trough positioned here off the northwest coast with lots of Pacific moisture streaming inland across southern Idaho. Embedded in that flow, we see a few disturbances, one here off the Oregon coast and another one upstream here, waiting in the wings to come through the region here a little later this week. Let's take a look at the forecast charts. Regional radar loop this morning showing, along with that moisture, some embedded precipitation. We do have some rain falling in some areas, but most places, especially here in the mountains, we are seeing some snow accumulations. Looking at our forecast charts for the end of the day today, we see that low pressure system still hanging tight up here off the northwest coast with lots of moisture still streaming inland. We have here in the blues and greens a depiction of the 12-hour snowfall that we're expecting. So the model is generating some heavy snow here in the central mountains, upwards of 12 inches and 8 to 10 inches here along the eastern highlands, and much lesser amounts down here in the Snake River Plain. Daytime temperatures running about normal this time of year, upper 20s and 30s here in the central mountains and eastern highlands. And mid-30s here in the Snake River Plain, and approaching 43 degrees for a high today down here near the Magic Valley. So that would support some rain and a mix of rain and snow up here towards Pocatello, and probably the rest of the forecast area here would be falling under snow. Looking at wind speeds today, especially this afternoon, we have the wind speeds here running about 20 to 30 miles per hour, so enough wind out there today to push whatever snow we have on the ground and anything that has fallen around to create some blowing and drifting hazards. Looking at our total snowfall that we're expected just for today, the 12-hour period, generally 4 to 6 inches here in the central mountains, maybe upwards of 8 or so inches here along the Sawtooth peaks, and some similar amounts extending from Island Park down to Palisades. You can see within the Snake River Plain, especially on the I-84, 86, and I-15 corridor, snowfall will probably be an inch or less due to the warm temperatures. Jumping ahead to Tuesday, that low hasn't moved very far. Moisture still continues to stream inland. This is just a 12-hour depiction of the snowfall. Temperatures not changing too much, maybe a little warmer here in the Snake River Plain, but generally running in the upper 20s and 30s here in the mountains, and mid-30s to mid-40s here in the Snake River Plain. Still have wind floating around, so any loose snow is going to get blown around. And then looking at the snowfall total for tonight through Tuesday, we see upwards of a foot of snow here in the central mountains, also along the eastern highlands, and continuing to see an inch or less here along the I-86, 84, and Interstate 15 corridor, where temperatures remain probably too warm to accumulate much snow. But out here near Craters of the Moon, looks like they may be picking up some snow in the 2 to 4, maybe 5-inch range. We continue to have warnings and advisories out today through Tuesday. The pink colors represent the warnings, where we expect to see fairly significant snow accumulations and blowing snow, both in the central mountains and eastern highlands. The blue colors represent winter weather advisories. So we will pick up some snow, but a lot of this is also equally weighted with the fact that we will have blowing snow, which will be causing some issues across the region, both here in the Snake River Plain and into the southeast mountains here. Jumping ahead to Wednesday, the low hasn't moved anywhere. The moisture continues to stream inland, upwards of 12 inches depicted here on the model again, for a 12-hour total in the central mountains and eastern highlands. Daytime highs still running in the 30s in the mountains, and mid-30s to mid-40s down here in the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley. Probably too warm again to accumulate too much in the way of snow. And we still have some wind floating around, probably not as strong as the previous 2 days, but enough to toss some snow around, especially in the southern mountains here. Snowfall accumulations for Tuesday night into Wednesday, again upwards of a foot here in the Central Mountains. A little slimmer over here in the Eastern Highlands, maybe 6 to 10 inches in many areas. And then, again, less than an inch of accumulation from about Blackfoot south in through Burley. Jumping ahead to Thursday, things begin to change now. That upper low now beginning to eject east into Idaho. We're going to have a pretty stiff cold front moving through the region in the afternoon, so out ahead of it, lots of snow, warm temperatures, and as the cold front moves through in the afternoon, we'll see temperatures plummet with snow levels dropping down towards valley floors. Unfortunately, this isn't a snow graphic. This is the 12-hour precipitation, liquid precipitation. So if you wanted to guess what the snow amounts were here, at least by the model, you just move that decimal place one position to the right, and that'll give you a 1 to 10 ratio. So roughly five or so inches here in the Central Mountains over a 12-hour period, and similar amounts here in the Eastern Highlands. Temperatures, as I said, should be cooling in the afternoon. So many of these forecasted highs that we're showing here are probably going to occur late morning, very early in the afternoon, but certainly by 5 p.m. in the afternoon, I expect to see things much colder than this here. So generally readings in the 20s and 30s, unless you're in the Snake River Plain, mid-30s to lower 40s. Certainly going to have a very breezy day Thursday, probably not even depicting this strong enough here on this graphic, but 20 to 30 miles per hour will be likely as that cold front pushes through the region, so we'll be pushing some snow around for folks. Snow totals, again, running upwards of a foot in the Central Mountains. Again, slimmer here in the Eastern Highlands, generally 3 to 8 inches. And then in the Snake River Plain, maybe not enough time to accumulate too much, maybe an inch or so in most places of the Snake River Plain. I do expect our advisories and or warnings to be extended out into Wednesday, maybe even Thursday here due to the snow totals and certainly because of blowing snow. We'll have to see how that pans out with the day shift today. By the time we get to Friday, that system well off to our east, we fall under a cold northwest flow across the region. Some lingering showers along the Montana and Wyoming Divide regions, but accumulations probably won't get greater than maybe an inch or two in those regions. So maybe a bit of a reprieve here Friday going into Saturday, but you don't have to look too far off the coast here. We see the next storm system beginning to approach the Northern California coast, and that should be spreading into southern Idaho by Saturday afternoon and continuing through Sunday. Temperatures here on Friday, I'm just showing them to you because they should be much colder than what we had the previous days. So teens in the mountains and 20s in the Eastern Highlands here, and certainly back into the mid-20s to lower 30s here in the Snake River Plain. Certainly a little bit of wind, not much, not like we were seeing the last several days here on Friday, but a little bit of wind. That's all I had for you today. If you had any comments or questions, please do give us a call here at the number on the screen. Thank you.